Most Canadians support healthcare workers refusing treatment to threatening, disrespectful unvaccinated patients, NANO's survey.
Here's a summary of the article.
The poll, conducted by NANO's Research and sponsored by CTV News, found that 40% of Canadians support and 24% somewhat support healthcare workers refusing treatment to these patients. Of those surveyed, 21% said they oppose healthcare workers refusing treatment to unvaccinated patients who are threatening or disrespectful, while 11% said they somewhat oppose that. NANO's reported that British Columbia residents were more likely to support healthcare workers refusing treatment at 50%, compared to residents of Quebec at 29% support. 2% reported being unsure of strictness levels in indoor public spaces, and 4% felt unsure about restrictions on being fully vaccinated to return to the workplace. The survey found that residents of the prairies are more likely to say these restrictions are not strict enough than residents of the Atlantic, who say that at 17% for indoor public spaces and 15% for workplaces. The new polling from NANO's also found that 56% of Canadians said staff of businesses should be responsible for ensuring that customers visiting their establishment are vaccinated, while 1 in 5 respondents said it should be up to government employees. Another 3% said that responsibility should be placed on police, while 1% said it should be up to bylaw officers or health inspectors.
This post received a score of 37,000, with an upvote ratio of 83%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I honestly don't know any reason at all why you would be aggressive towards healthcare workers. Can someone educate me on reasons why they would be? Drugs? Alcohol?
Sometimes they think the emergency room is a restaurant and they will receive medical attention based on first come first serve rule, and not based on how much of an emergency their situation actually is.
The customer is always right mindset somehow crept its way into the brains of people that are going to the hospitals.
In matters of taste, sadly people forget that quote has a second part so they can excuse their shitty attitude towards retail workers.
You can even take out the unvaccinated part and I would still be fine with it.
Biggest reason my wife left the profession years ago. She couldn't handle the emotional and verbal abuse to be called a cunt, a whore, and so on, all day long for doing her job, and to have the uncaring attitude of the doctors to boot.
I went into the profession wanting to help and actually caring about people. By the time I left I was incredibly disillusioned and had very little capacity to care anymore. I feel like dealing with aggressive, entitled assholes so much just burned out most of my sympathy for people in general. Which sucks, and I hate it, but there's only so much bullshit and abuse a person can take. The small percentage that were intolerable, aggressive and/or entitled assholes just became overwhelming in the face of other job stresses and pushed me into deciding enough is enough.
Yes, she had the exact same feelings. While she felt particularly sorry for drug addicts, who were in most cases those abusing her, she just wasn't in the headspace to wish to help them anymore. I had a homeless PT once who was a frequent flyer. He would put heroin and meth in the same needle and slam it. I asked him if he was gonna do it again and he said I hope not. Nearly broke my heart.
Speedballs are super popular in Vancouver, Canada.
Speedballs are heroin and cocaine. Has the term changed to include meth? Merriam-Webster. Slang. A dose of cocaine mixed with heroin or morphine or an amphetamine and usually taken by injection. I'm constantly correcting my dealer. It's like, for fuck's sake, Miguel, you have an MBA. Do the meanings of words not matter to you at all? It's a whole thing.
Your drug dealer has an MBA. That job market is no joke, man.
Get good enough at chemistry and you can make your own supply and pass the savings on to your customers, making you more popular than the competition.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.